Hi everyone, I'm JD from Willow Journals. Welcome back to my channel. Today I have a bit of a tutorial for you guys where I've been having so much fun making some collage type envelopes, and I've been using mostly vintage music paper for the backgrounds. I've been using some scraps, you know, when you have offcuts from other projects, I put them into my scrap box and just layering them on top of each other. And then my centerpiece of this collage over the top is one of my doilies. So I've used doilies or linens from various kits in my Etsy, and these ones I printed out quite large, and I just cut them in half or cut them in quarters or thirds so that they sit nicely on top of this envelope. These envelopes I got from Beebeecraft, so I'll show you what they look like on their own. I've got two left because I've been having so much fun making my collage envelopes, and yeah, that's what they look like. They're quite a large size, so it can tuck, I think, quite a few things inside, which will be nice. So yeah, I'll give you a look at the ones that I've done so far, all the different designs. And this one here I cut this way instead, so lengthways. Quite like how that one looks. This one, just to show differences, I did a little collage of music papers, different textures and things, not textures, different color tones underneath, and then put the doily here, so kind of cut it into a quarter. So you don't have to use doilies whole. I mean, you could if you want. I do have one where I've used it whole, just here. So this one I printed smaller and just place that on top of this collage in the background. And I like how it says sweet and the word hearts there. So that one's really cool. And I like how you can write on them too. So you can write some journaling on there, a quote, a sentiment, or you could even send it to someone, put their address in there. This one's really cool. While these ones are really pretty with all the embroidery and the colors, I think this one just is gorgeous with all that beautiful texture. And I love how it says sweet. And yeah, this one's very simple and neutral, but I love it. I think this is one of my favorite ones. Here's another one here, and another one. This one kind of goes across half of the envelope. Really pretty and fun little collage underneath that one. So let's get to making some of these. Let's just put these aside. I've got a few here that I've been working on already. And here's just a look at my vintage music paper that I've been working with. And I already have one though, or two, that are ready to go. So I'll just show you the most simple one first of all, where you get a bit of music paper. And then what I do is use my ruler to cut these down, just to give it a bit more of a ripped edge. But of course you could definitely use scissors if you want. So all I'm going to do is... the other reason why I use the ruler is because I don't have to measure. Usually I would have to measure that line and then cut that where that line is. But with a ruler, just real quick and easy. So that's nice and fun. And then all I'm going to do is glue that on. So I'm just using clear craft glue. I'm almost at the end of this bottle. So I always like to have a backup. And I might need to actually get that back up. All right, let's see how we go. Once it gets to the end like this, the glue becomes really, really thick. So yeah, I might grab another fresh bottle and you can check that out where it looks really nice. I just get this from the local cheap shop that we have here in Bowen, and sometimes I use glue stick as well, so glue stick could work, but I'm just going to go with this clear glue and just making sure that's at the top, the flap, so that I can place that down onto the front of the envelope like that. So this is just the simplest way. Grab some music paper. You could also use book page. vintage book pages, that kind of thing. And now I'm just going to find, I could put it all the way down the bottom if I wanted that, but I want to put it up a little bit more at the top so that you can see more of the music paper. And I love that it says everything's in rhythm with my heart. So that's kind of cool. I might even do a bit higher. No, maybe there. Again, I'm just going to use my ruler and we'll rip that like so. Just mind my cat in the background scratching around. And then I'm going to just glue that on top as well. You could, if you wanted to, take it to your sewing machine and glue around all the, sew around all the edges as well. All that means is though that you're going to have a smaller amount of space to place things in your envelope. So I kind of want to maximize the space in this envelope and fill it up with goodies is what I'm thinking. Maybe fill it up with a whole bunch of different printables from my shop that are already pre-cut out. So I don't know, we'll have a play around with that. We'll maybe just fill it up with some papers and some ephemera and that kind of thing. So yeah, that's the simplest one. All right, now this one, I have kind of pre-done this collage. So this one I was going to my scrap box, so not these papers here, but my box of scraps, and just pulled out some different pieces, ripped them according to the size that I wanted, and I'm just going to layer them like this so that the whole envelope is covered. My cat is so loud in the background. And then I will place this on top like so. Yeah, I really like that. And actually the thing with this one is it doesn't look as good, I don't think. No, it kind of does. Some of them, depending on the design of the doily, they're better suited to a busier background. So a collage background is essentially like something more interesting going on. So it just depends on the design. All right, so let's glue all of this down. And yeah, I have done some with book pages before, and you can do a mix of book page with music paper. Any vintage papers would work wonderfully. You don't obviously need to use vintage papers. That's my favorite style, so I'm using vintage, but I guess you could also just do this with beautiful scrapbook papers, pattern papers, that kind of thing. And just, yeah, a really, really fun way to decorate envelopes. And yeah, I just spent some afternoons doing this and had so much fun because I haven't done this before. I haven't decorated envelopes in this way before, but I am loving it. And yeah, I just had a whole bunch of my doilies printed out, and I was looking through, I was organizing my folder of printables, and so when I saw those doilies, I'm like, they might look good on top of an envelope. And I was considering originally just putting the doily on the envelope, nothing else, but then I was like, let's go for something in the background as well. And that's when I decided to put the vintage music paper in the background, and I think it just makes it even better than if you had a doily by itself. But I think anything goes, anything works. So just going to place that on top like so. And then I'm just going to grab my ruler again, and I'll show you as well what it could look like with this one. This one I've already pre-cut to size. See, I kind of don't like this one as much because it's very two-tone. You're missing the collage nature of it with that one there. So if I put that one there, I kind of get more of that in there. So you just play around with different designs. Like when I made my envelopes, I did all the backgrounds first and then got my doilies and kind of placed the doilies on different envelopes, just seeing which one suited which collage better. So I like this design here. This is quite nice because, yeah, I want to see the music paper. So let's just rip that off. And I might just trim that edge a bit, and we're going to glue this one on. Just going to, yeah, love how the glue comes out so much more freely and easier with a new bottle of glue. The downside is that, yeah, it can get a bit messier. I feel like I have more control when I have the glue, when it's less runny than this, but it's just slower. So pros and cons, pros and cons. All right, here we go. There's this wonderful sweet spot when it gets to the middle, about halfway, and it's more easy to control, but still easy, it comes out relatively quickly. It's just when you get to the end of the bottle that it's like, oh my goodness, I'm gonna grow old waiting for the glue to come out of the bottle. All right, so yeah, that is so pretty. And just to give you a look, one a bit more simple, but still gorgeous. One a bit more busy in the background and beautiful as well. So yeah. And then I've got one more linen left over from my stash. Great way to use up linens. And let's have a look at the papers here that I have. I'm gonna just grab one of these and let's, oh, is that two? Hang on. All right, let's see about placing that down here. First of all, I'm going to rip off this. And then I want the music to go right to the edge. So that's why I'm ripping it off around the edges. Otherwise you just see blank paper around the doily, and that's not going to be very interesting or very decorative. So just do that, and then here let's go about there, and then here. And the great thing is it doesn't have to be perfect edges. They don't have to be completely straight because we're going for that vintage rusticy look to it. And I'm just going to lay that on top and see how that looks. And every now and then, yeah, I will just turn it around in case it looks better on a different side. So, because it's got different notes down there, I think I like these notes better to be visible. Yeah, so yeah, I like seeing those music notes. So let's glue this on as well. And I hope you might have fun at home trying your own hand at making some layered envelopes or collage envelopes. And another great way to use up music paper, book pages, scraps, and linens and printables, because you could obviously get all sorts of different decorative features on top, not just linens, but I feel like the linens, why I wanted to use these on envelopes is especially because you could write on top of them. So let's place this one on top like this. And then my idea was, yeah, to fill them up with some vintage treasures, a pocket full of vintage treasures, or vintage printables, that kind of thing. So here we go. Beautiful. I'm loving the combination of the vintage music paper and the floral colours of the linens. So yeah, there we go. Hope you enjoyed this tutorial and this way of doing envelopes. Let's place them all out here. So fun, so fun. Love, love, love it. So yeah, love, love, love. Oh, look at that. now I can take a thumbnail shot of that maybe for this video. Alright guys, hope you're doing really well, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye guys. A big thank you to my beautiful patrons who supported me in August and allowed me to do this full time for another month. If you would like to support my channel and what I do, you can do so over on my Patreon. The link will be in the description box below, and that's where you get access to more videos, printables. At the Ruby tier, you get every single digital kit from my Etsy, plus a new digital kit every month. There are also some mail tiers where you get some goodies sent out to you in the mail.